Alright, I started to make a video with my other phone, but then I realized my internet on the other phone is horrible. So I'm going to make a video with this phone. Anyway, we're working on finishing the goat yard that I started. Goat house that I started. So we cut the doors, drill the holes in the floor for the pee and poop to drain out, because they are going to poop and pee in their house. They always do. This one is going to be bigger, though. I already built one just like this over here a couple years ago. The goats love it. However, I don't think it's airy enough. There's enough air circulation. They got pink eye a couple years ago, and I don't think it had anything to do with the goat house because other goats in the area, not even close to me, like several miles away, got pink eye around the same time. So it probably had nothing to do with this goat house. However, I thought it might have at the time, so I was concerned, and so I came up with a new design. But basically, here it is. It's a 4-bedroom goat house. So the other one, though, is going to be a 2-story 4-bedroom goat house with a loft. This is where I feed them usually. But they haven't been in here in a few weeks, and I've been feeding them up front, and instead of feeding them back here like I should. However, I'm going to work on a goat yard specifically for feeding and medicating and all that stuff, so that will be where I feed them in the future, so I can trap them better and then medicate them. This yard has a salt block in it, so they don't get salt all the time, but I rotate them between these 2 yards every 3 weeks. So 3 out of 6 weeks, they get their salt lick, and that's good. They don't get too much salt. So I was going to build this even bigger, so I have a bunch of totes back here. But I decided I'm just going to go ahead. What I was going to do is I was going to put the totes up here as well and have like a 8-bedroom house, and then have like the loft in the middle, and then they could climb up and then go into the deals, or just have it to where I can pack hay in there and it could be where the cats sleep at night. But the cats will probably sleep in the house, the goat house, in the yard that the goats aren't in, so probably don't have to worry about that. This is the original goat house that we built. I ended up reinforcing it once, but it's pretty much decrepit, and it's time to build a new one. I got started on this one, I just never finished it, so we're finishing it now. So yeah, I'll piece this together with an after video, or more, like I'm halfway through video maybe, and then an after video later maybe. We'll see. But this that other house gives you an idea what I'm going for with this, except it's going to have a loft. It's going to be 8 foot tall instead of 4 foot tall. It'll have a loft, and it'll be 3 pallets long instead of 2 pallets long. So, and I'm going to have the ramps going here and here, so they can go up to the loft on either side. And then the door's going to be out here. So there's really not going to be anything in this little gap. There'll be like a triangular gap here between the walls and the ramp. But, and who knows, critters and cats might move in there. But that's just going to be how they'll get up top. And then they can lay up here on top, or they can go inside. So that's why I got these long pallets for the loft. And I still got to get 3 more of these for the roof. And actually, I probably need to get longer ones for the roof, because it needs to be 3 pallets long instead of 2 pallets long. This one's like just over 2 pallets long. But I don't know, I'll figure it out. And what I might have to do is I might just take 3 of these, or at least, yeah, 3 of these, and then put longer 2x4s in it to support it on each end, and then this will just be for the center. Okay, let's get to work. All right, going back to work. All right, the battery's died on my tools. So I'm just filling up some water for him. I'm going to lock him in here for now while we go recharge our batteries. He's scared of everything. I think he was abused, to be honest. I barely tapped him on the butt with my gloves like that, and he yelped like I beat the crap out of him. So I think he was abused, so I might not want to find his owners. Anyways, so I wasn't planning on locking him in there for now, but he could stay in those goat houses, the goat house that I'm building. I already cut the doors, and so I'll have shelter. We're going to go charge the batteries and then come back, but it'll kind of be a test to see how he does. He stays in the yard over at Kaplinger, so I'll probably stay in the yard here. It's a bigger yard. And it'll kind of get him used to the property. So, all right, that's full. So we're going to take off. We got to run to the data. Hopefully this doesn't break. Oh, it did break. I was afraid that was going to happen. Oh, well. There's my burn barrel. Here it is. Oh, well, maybe I should top off these other these lick tubs real quick before I go, since that's going to leak all over the place. Or, no, that won't work. Oh, well, yeah, I'll just fill some other lick tubs real quick, and then we'll take off. And we'll be back at the battery charge. All right, we're going to feed the goats real quick and get back to work on the goat house. I'm going to feed defense, keep the goats off of her, because they'll be like jumping on her trying to steal the food. Go, go! I got pallets over here I can use too. There's 3 of them at least. So there's 4 containers here you can put scoops in. Go. That's kind of mucky, but it won't matter. It's mostly... Get out. No, come here, grab this. I'll grab her horns. Yeah.
Hey, watch out, move!
Yeah, they're a pain in the butt. Especially...
That's a pain in the butt one?
This one especially.
That's a bad one, right?
Yeah. She's good and bad. She's good because she'll let you pat her, but she's bad because she's mischievous.
Look at it, oh shit! There's more in there!
Fucky.
You got really
So that's my old goat house. Well, not my old one, but my new old one.
You got really close to the goat, you see him?
Yeah. He's a good boy.
Good boy.
Happy. So yeah, this will be a dog house / goat house. It'll be a dog house. Once I go back to work, we'll start keeping him here full time. And then once we rotate the goats, I'll probably just go ahead and keep him in, turn him loose, let him sleep wherever he wants to on the land, whether it be in here or somewhere else. But at least that's why he'll stay close. So I got the ramps, or we got the ramps installed, but I'll keep the goats from getting their legs stuck in between the pallet legs and breaking their legs like I had one goat do. Not from this, maybe. Who knows how she broke her leg, but to prevent that, I'm going to get some other pallet boards and put them down to cover these up, and then I'll be able to use that raised lip from that other pallet for footing. And that'll help him climb it. Same with this side. One of them already started climbing it once we got here. The bad one. So we got the saw. I'm going to saw this shorter so it's more uniform to this one. And also we're going to move these pallets over to closer to here so that we can build the second layer. Because I didn't think about, well, I thought about it, but I didn't think about it thoroughly. Because if I put the pallets on here, there'll be too big of a gap here because of the other pallets is going to go on top of that. And so then we have to figure out how to fill in that gap. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to scoot these pallets over so we can stack the pallets on top of these pallets.
I have a question. What are you going to put on here to make a floor?
Just other pallet boards.
Oh, okay.
So we'll fill in these gaps with some more of these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's cheaper than, that's free. I got that laying around instead of having to buy plywood.
We could use some of that. So we have any more of that stuff we use to put in the guinea house?
Yeah, but it's already brittle, and they're going to poop and pee on it.
Oh, that's true.
And make it more brittle. So, and this is good hardwood. It's almost as good as treated lumber.
Okay, cool.
So, oh, we'll have to scoot them in and over.
And
So I'm going to have to cut both of them. We're going to we're going to unscrew these, scoot them, mark them where they need to be cut them, and then bolt them back down.
So where are they screwed?
All the way around.
Tell me.
All right, here we go. All right, I ran into a snafu. If I do what I was going to do, then I would take away my support. Because this needs to be resting on something. Otherwise, when it goes to get on it, eventually it's going to bow and buckle and press down on here. And or snap and break, it'll break. So what I was going to do is I was like thinking, well, maybe if I scoot these back to here, they'll have this support, since it won't have support here, and I could cut it here. But then, yeah, I could bow with the weight of the goats and break back here and come down here. And same back here. But then I got to thinking too, these are in the way, and I had to remove them. But then that removes my support for this. And also these kind of help keep everything sucked in. So what I said that I would have to do if I did it the other way, if I left this as is, I'd have a gap up in the front that I have to figure out how to fill in. Well, it looks like I'm just going to have to figure out how to fill that in. So that's probably my best option. I'll have one here too. So what I'll have to do is and I don't have to put, like a solid filler because the building will need to breathe. And it probably won't have any breathing room here anymore because the roof's not going to be here like it is on the other one. It's going to be up higher. So the up higher is going to have to be where it breathes. So I might want that extra gap at the top for breathing room, for airflow. So I guess I'll just put this back the way it was. I still probably want to cut this off so I can put some pallets up here. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Walls on both sides, inside and the outside?
Okay,
Just walls on the outside.
just walls on the outside.
So there's no walls here.
Correct.
They could jump down into here.
Or fall off. They probably won't jump down. They probably won't jump down.
Yeah, I think so.
No. They could, but I doubt they will. Maybe too sketchy.
They jump off higher.
Most likely the bucks are going to be hanging out up here, and the nannies will be inside.
Okay.
It's typically, from what I understand, how it works. So the bucks, kind of like the guineas, the protectors are going to be up high to keep an eye out. They're on lookout duty.
Cool. Now what?
Now we go get the braces. So we got this up. It's tacked in, but it's not uber secure. We're going to go get some 2x4 pieces to, I forgot what it's called now. But anyways, so put the supports in here to hold it together better, stronger, and get some for up here as well. We also we scooted both of these out. This is the piece that I cut off of that other pallet. So I put it in here for the spacer so we can stack the other pallets all the way around. So the only pallets that are going to be too short are going to be these 4 up here. And the way it looks is this goes down here a little bit. So I may have to put some rocks or something underneath here to kind of straighten it out. But that doesn't look straight up and down. But anyway, so the only gap, or the only piece that's going to have a space, a pallet thick, is going to be up here. So we'll have to figure that out. Maybe I'll do the same thing as I did here. Maybe cut up some pallets, just cut pieces off of some pallets, and use that up top. And I got plenty of junk pallets I can use for scraps. Like this one here. I was going to use the top boards because I think the bottom's pretty much shot. I don't know, it's stronger than I thought it was. I was going to use this for a ramp. Probably should have. But anyways, yeah, I got plenty of pallets that I can use to cut pieces off of, like maybe even this one. So I might just do that. All right, we're going to go find some scraps. I might have some here, actually. Actually, I do have some scraps here. I can cut this up and use it for what I need. Okay, I'm going to do that. We don't need to go up front. All right, making progress. It took me a minute to figure out what I was going to do exactly, but I think I got it figured out. So this is basically 90% repurposed, recycled, whatever you want to call it, material. So the gap, I had a gap here because of this pallet here, because I'm not doing a pallet across there, because I want them to be able to climb up here and get up in the loft. maybe in the future I'll do it to where both the houses are on one side, and I'll just cut 2 holes in one or 2 of the pallets and butt them up against each other, and so it'll be like 1 big bedroom instead of 4, 2 bedrooms. So it'll be basically like 2 big bedrooms instead of 4 small bedrooms. But anyhow, and that way I can build a longer ramp to go up. But they're goats. This should be fine. They climb up on our cars, so this should be no problem for the goats. Anyways, and they're mountain climbers. You know, they climb all kinds of weird stuff. I've seen goats climb trees. Not here, but I've seen pictures and videos of goats climbing trees. So if they can climb trees, they can definitely climb this. No problem. So like I said, I'll fill in these gaps so they don't break their legs, and then I'll fill in those gaps up there as well. So basically, this is my idea. They come in here, they can go to their bedrooms, or they can climb up here and go up on the loft. Most likely the bucks will be on the lofts. I gotta turn that 2x4 off. But that's a scrap, repurposed 2x4. Everything, this is repurposed deck wood. The only thing, and this is repurposed, this is the boards that I get from the hardware store that they use to put the straps, the metal straps go here. And they use these to protect the lumber. So the strap goes around this and not the lumber, and doesn't damage the actual lumber that you're buying. So you can get these for free at the hardware stores. They have a gluttony of these. So I use them as much as I can too. I got them all in my chicken coop. I use them for my roost. I can't see anything here that I didn't, or that I bought besides the screws. I did buy the screws. That's it. I think that's it. Oh, I did. No, I got the post for free too. I just basically had to pay gas to transport this stuff. So everything is repurposed. And then when I get to the siding's going to be old metal roofing / siding. So a lot of it's going to be repurposed as well. If I have enough to do this with this, then I'm going to do it with this. If not, then once we get done with the chicken coop, I'll use the scraps from it to do this. But I got some scraps here. And then I'll use this for the roof. I've got some more of this that I'll use for the roof. And yeah, the only thing I got to figure out now. So I put the 2x4 to fill the gap because I didn't want too much of a space on this end, because then water would collect and possibly get inside. But here I can kind of angle the metal coming down. It'll just kind of angle and keep coming down, so I can work with that. So I put this 2x4 in there as a spacer to fill in that gap. And then I cut up the 2x4 pallets. These things are solid. Even the one that's rotten, this one here, it's pretty much rotten. If you look down here, it's still pretty solid most of the way through. But that's the only place I used a pretty well rotten one. Oh, and here too. Look at this one. This one's rotten too. It looks like on the outside, but on the inside, it's still really solid. It's the nice thing about using pallet wood. This stuff takes forever to break down. This stuff has been out in the weather for a while. It's still pretty strong. Most of these pallets are pallets from the fence that David Ray tried to build without T-posts. I kept telling him he need T-posts. He thought I was dumb, and then the wind blew it over, and then he realized that I wasn't as dumb as he thought I was. But anyway, so yeah, I use these. Basically, I just took scrap ones of these, cut them up, and use them for braces. This thing's solid. I can climb on this all day long. I'm hanging on it. It's not going anywhere. When I get done, it'll be so reinforced. The goats can climb on this, and it won't go nowhere. So yeah, this thing is solid. It's not going anywhere. I mean, and that's just barely even braced up there. When I get this thing done, it's gonna be like a rock. So this is just 1.5 inches from the edge. So I'll do the other side tomorrow because I'm not working tomorrow. So I'll do the other side tomorrow. She has to work, so I'll be by myself. But I pretty much got it. I worked out the leveling of this a little bit, kind of helped level it out a little bit by putting some 2x4, or not 2x4s, these underneath there to kind of lift this end up a little bit. But they're almost 2x4s. And so that kind of helped bring it up a little bit, level it out. Not really level because the whole thing slants this way, but it helped kind of bring it up a little bit so the gap was easier to fill in up here. So yeah, I'll work on this other side tomorrow. Charge all my batteries tonight. Work on this other side tomorrow. And it should be almost done tomorrow. Then all I got to do is come in and put in the slats on these ramps, fill this in, which I was going to go this way, but now I'm thinking I might need to go this way. So I might actually have to get some plywood to put in here. I haven't figured that out yet. But it'll be worth buying plywood. And I might actually put in some filler here, make this a little wider. Because I just need enough space to walk in here. I want it to be a walk-in goat house where I can walk in. I don't have to duck to get in here. So yeah. And then I'll have carpet coming down for the door. And so that'll be the windbreak, and then it'll be easy to get in and out. And who knows, I might even build something where it comes out, and then the carpet comes down and then hangs down. I don't know, I'll figure that out. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's coming together. Took me a minute to figure out how I was going to do it. But you know, it's like you just got to get in there and get your feet wet and figure it out. Really, that's what you got to do. They say application or execution trumps knowledge any day. So just if you don't know how to do it, just get out there and do it and figure it out. And eventually you'll have the knowledge and you'll have the execution all in one. Yeah, here's the scraps I cut. And I'll use them for this other corner. And I got some scrap 2x4s at Kaplinger. I'll get those. Or I can even cut this up. This is a 2x4. That's a 2x4. I'm going to start disassembling this here soon. And I'm going to use some of the scraps from this as well, if need be. If not for this, for something else. I need to build me some pallet lean sheds or whatever for storing some of this stuff so it lasts longer. But I haven't got that far yet. All right, my fingers are freezing. Gotta go. I'm being followed. I'm working on building your guys' new house. What do you think about that? They're very curious. I've been kind of working on this goat house for about a year now, but I only got started. I'm finishing it now. David Ray and I built the original one in this original yard in 2015 when we first came to this property. It was falling apart, I don't know, a few years later, so I put another layer on it. And David Ray was supposed to finish putting the siding on it after I put the extra layer on, but as usual, he never did. So it's dilapidated, it's falling apart once and for all. So I built this goat house a couple years ago, and the goats love it. I should say a few years ago. It was more than just a couple. And but I didn't feel like it breathed enough. It wasn't area enough. And so I was gonna build it 2 stories. And I got a bunch of totes back here because I was gonna build it with 4 totes on top, 4 totes on the bottom, and have it walk in. We're taking the old one apart so we can use some of the wood, some of the material. As you can see, the old pallets underneath, the original pallets, are still in decent shape. Just the ones that were exposed to the weather got rent.
How do you want to get those longboards out of there? You want to get the longboards or taking all these back ones off?
I don't know.
You know, they break if we let them drop.
Oh, well, you can take this back piece off of the second layer, and then we'll probably take it apart from there. Because I think we built the frame of the first layer, and it's got the long pallet on top. But I'm not sure, it's been so long. Hang on. So, this is the 2-story goat house, even Garrett likes it. Basically, it's got a loft in it. So originally I was going to have the 4 totes here and 4 totes there and just have it a walk-in, and maybe use the top totes for hay storage or something. Or at least that was David Ray's idea. And but I couldn't see him packing it full of hay. He didn't hardly do anything. So I thought that was kind of a pointless thing. Although I did think that maybe the cats might sleep in the top totes. Then I saw a video about a guy had a goat house with a loft, and he said the bucks like to sleep on the loft, and because they like to be up high and they like to look out, and they're like the protectors. So the bucks and maybe the alpha females would want to be up top, and then the rest would be down below. So it took me a minute to figure out how I was going to do this, but basically I'm putting the pallets for the ramps, and they basically just climb with the pallets and jump up there. And they can do that easy. They jump on our cars and climb our cars, so they can definitely do that. They're mountain climbers. And so yeah, this will be a loft. We're pretty much halfway done now. We've been working on trying to figure out the details on how to do everything. So I guess I'm going to put another pallet here in the middle for support. And I might have to run some boards across, and then put the pallets on that way. I have to measure the width. It's 120 inches long, but it's not going to be as wide. It's going to be 4, 8, 12. Oh, yeah, no, it'll be 120 inches wide, and it's 130 inches long. Star bit right here. Here, let's turn. Hang on, let me see if it'll fit in here. Try this. Those got juice? Okay. So anyways, who's calling me? All right, gotta go. All right, I think we got everything we need here. I wish I had one more 2x6 that was really long. I still might. I just gotta go look for it, but between these, and these, I think we have enough for the roof. I just need Garrett's help to lift everything up there, and we'll slap it together. And then my mom and Ron's working double time tearing this thing apart. We'll use it for spare parts too. Anything we can reuse, repurpose, we will. And we'll just burn or compost the rest. So I just, that metal's reusable. This is reusable. Some of these pallets are still good. I mean, these pallets were the original pallets that we used in the goat house. Oh, these pallets, you can see where it was touching the earth. David Ray and I built this goat house in 2015. And like I said, it was covered up. So the wood is still good. I mean, look, this is a good 2x4 here too, even. So as long as the wood is covered, it'll last forever. It's good hard wood. Laura wanted some pictures. So I'll take 4 pictures from 4 angles. I'll have to splice out there in the front. Oh, that's okay, perfect. Yeah, all right, cool. This is gonna work. Let me do a middle shot too. Those first 2 long pallets we got, they'll be perfect for up here in the front to brace it, to fill in that gap. See that gap there between the top piece and the bottom piece? So that worked perfect. All right, we're gonna rock and roll. So those 2 pallets are on the bottom. We're gonna use them on the front to go across, brace the front, and then bring that up to level or flush. And then we'll put the long boards and pallets across top, and that'll be the roof. There's our new farm dog. He's jumping. He's a scaredy cat. Oh, Garrett, throw down that pin. It's in that. We got a pin. I almost caught it. There you go. Yep, thank you. All right, so we're almost done. I'm gonna get further back to get a picture. That's something like, there we go. Picture. So basically, it's almost perfectly square. It's 3 pallets long, 3 pallets wide. The difference is we got this board here in the middle, or pallet in the middle. That makes it, oh no, this pallet and the end pallet, that makes it just a little bit longer. So it's approximately 18 inches longer than it is wide. That's about it. So about a foot and a half longer than it is wide. So Garrett's working on the top, finishing the top. I gotta do that corner and then do the side board. It's bowed, so we're flattening it out right now before we put it up. And I want to put these slats up first to make sure that's out, and then we can put the other board up to suck it in and get everything perfect, or almost perfect. There's Clarice. Kitty, up here. She's looking at the dog. She don't like the dog. Anyways, 4-bedroom goat house with a loft. So now I'm gonna work on. Oh, they already got started. So that's basically what we're doing. We're putting the slats on here to fill in these holes, so the goats don't break their legs going up and down the ramp, and they can still grip onto this to go up. And then I'll put some more slats across here, so they don't come through like this. I can even maybe put some long boards in there if I have to. But we're gonna do the slats first, and then maybe if I got some excess long boards, I'll put some excess long boards in. Canaries. But anyway, so yeah, here's the loft, here's the ramps, here's the 4-bedroom apartment. I might even put a board across here so they can transition across as well. But I don't really want to take away from my ability to get over here and get in to these rooms if I need to. But now I can get in here and work without having to duck. So, or maybe I'll put like an arch. I don't know, we'll see if I can come up with something to make like, or have it come up and then back down. Maybe I'll do that. Then that way they don't fall down. They might come out and jump down, but they won't fall down. Who knows? We'll see how they act. Because goats are unruly. Goats are unruly. Anyways. But yeah, it's pretty solid. Oh, I gotta make this front piece here a little bit more solid too. So I'll probably take one of these 2x6s and put it across the front for extra support in the front, because it is kind of bowing right there. And then we'll put the siding up and put the roof on. We'll put carpet up and dangle it down for the door. And then we'll put metal roof on, and it'll be done. So we're, I say, 75% done now. So it's pretty gnarly. I wasn't sure how I was gonna do this. That's why it took so long to get it done. But it's gonna be freaking awesome when we get it done. Oh, and I got those pieces off in the back. So I'll work on that next. I got cordless everything almost. Basically off grid over here, so I'm gonna use everything cordless. And we'll tore out the old goat house. See, like long boards like this, you can put down in there as well to give it extra support for the loft. So yeah, we'll see about that. So pretty much everything has been repurposed: wood, totes, metal. The only thing I had to buy was the screws and of course the tools and fuel to transport this stuff. That's it. Everything else is repurposed material. Pretty cool. I love this. So it's basically coming out just the way I envisioned it. I just didn't know exactly how I was going to do it. Take a couple more pictures. All right, it's coming together. Another day, the sun's about to go down. I'll have all the wood part of it done, and then I'll work on coming up with the metal. What I'll probably end up doing, I don't think I have enough of this metal here to do it with. Oh, here's the tape measure. I don't think I have enough of that metal to do all the sides, but I don't think I have enough of this to do the siding on this one. So what I might end up doing is, after I get done doing the siding on the chicken coop, then whatever I have left over from it, I'll put on here. And what it is basically this metal roof that had been through a fire. The property over at Kaplinger, before I bought it, the house got arson and the metal got ruts, but it's still salvageable for siding or whatnot, scrap. So I'm basically using it for siding for the chicken coop, but I have a lot of it. So once I'm done with that, I'll come over here and do the siding for this. I'll probably go ahead and just do the roof and on this with the newer used old stuff, and then come back and do the sides later. But yeah, it's coming together. It only took a few days. Not too bad. But I had help too. This one I needed a lot more help with than the other one. The other one I did mostly by myself. This one I could have done maybe 50% of it by myself, but the rest of it I needed help with. So it's good that I got reliable help now finally. Pretty much got everything done. As far as the wood part goes, I think that's everything. Might put a little bit more in here. But this should keep the goats from getting their feet caught inside the gaps. That's mostly what I'm worried about. You know, I don't want them to get their hose like right here. There's a decent gap they could potentially get their hose caught in. But that's basically the only thing I'm worried about. So I might go get some more slats to put over these slats. This one needs extra support or reinforcement anyway. It's just a weaker pallet out of the two. But it's pretty much done. I can actually build a cabin like this. I need to insulate it, but I could actually build a cabin like this. Instead of having the totes in here, I can build another bed in here and put something down for the floor, like cement or something, bricks. And instead of having a ramp like this, maybe build stairs up here. And then basically just have like where people could have like 4 beds and have like a little hunter cabin. They don't really need a whole lot, but it'd be a 4-bunk hunter cabin made out of pallets, you know? So this is actually kind of cool. I could build a cabin like this, but it's a goat house right now. And I took old pieces of pallets to split this corner together because it needed extra support. But this thing is solid. The only thing that's going to take this down is a tornado. Now, all I got to do is put the siding and the roof on and a carpet for the door. I gotta take that tie-down strap out too. I use the tie-down strap to suck that part in so I can attach the roof and make it more level and steady. One thing I could have, should have did, which I forgot to do, is make sure this gap at the top is level. But what I did do, well, not level but flush, is I made the outside of this flush with that, or flush-ish, and same with that. So chances are it's pretty close to the same in here. But anyway, so now we got a walk-in goat house, 2-story walk-in goat house. It's 8 foot tall. I can walk in. I'll have a carpet here. I might have another half pallet in here as like a header to help control the flapping of the carpet. And I might just go like 6 foot high. Just cut a pallet in half and slap it in there. But anyways, that'll also help support that middle piece as well. Oh, yeah, what I was going to do is I was going to take one of these 2x6s and put it up to support this middle. So I might just do that. I've got some jacks that I can put up here to kind of push it up while I put that 2x6 in. And then that'll definitely hold that up. I'll probably put a 2x6 on both sides. That way I'll give it extra support. And then that'll hold the middle part of that roof up. And I don't know, maybe I'll go ahead and put a third one right about here, 6 foot or 6 foot, 7 foot up as the header. And then that'll just give it extra support instead of the pallet. And then the carpet will hang down and be a windbreak. And then we can just kind of move the carpet out of the way to come in and out. Pretty gnarly. So it's basically just like the other goat house. It's a 4-bedroom goat house, but this one has a loft. And like I said, it took me forever to figure out how I was going to do it. And plus I had 1,000 other things on my plate. But yeah, I'll show you the other goat house. I built this one a couple years ago before I got started on this one. But I procrastinated because this one here was still somewhat usable, but this year it was pretty much dilapidated and useless. So I was like, I gotta finish that goat house this year. No ifs, ands, buts about it. So basically, that one is an upgraded version of this one. And I really like it. It's actually really freaking awesome. The goats love this one. And so I'm sure they'll like that one even more. So 4 bedrooms. You can see how much it's alike like the other one. So yeah, I just put the old sheet metal, or whatever this corrugated metal is called, up. And then to cover up the ends that were crappy, I just took some other pieces, bent them over, cut them, bent them over, and used some corner pieces. But yeah, there was a gap here in the middle, and it was jagged. I was afraid somebody was going to get hurt, so that's why I did these corner pieces like this. And it looks nice, and it works great. So it can breathe up here. And basically, that's how the other one will breathe. Except it'll breathe a little bit more because it's bigger and more roomy with the loft. So yeah. So I'll pull the rest of these pallets apart, set aside what's salvageable, and burn the rest. Or just let it, compost, but probably just burn it. Oh, sorry, my finger was in the way. 100%, no, 90% recycled or repurposed material. The only thing I bought were the screws to hold everything together. And even some of them were repurposed from the old boat house that we tore apart. So, yeah, pretty cool. Oh, tree's trying to take my head off. Come back here where I can take some decent pictures. All right, there's Tyrese. There's the dog. Right now, this is his yard and his doghouse. Last night, I left him here overnight for the first time. And he stayed in the yard. He didn't go anywhere. And he obviously didn't freeze to death because the goats have had worse than this and they survived. So, we put plenty of hay in there for him. And this is old hay, so I'm using it for straw now. So he can just go in there and stay warm. Once I get the siding on, it'll be even better. This dog's funny. He's scared to death of the cats. He's curious. I don't know if he's going to hurt him or if he just wants to play. But he's definitely curious. Okay.